Do you believe in curses? Well, regardless of your answer, do we have a story for you? It all begins with a diamond, but not just any ordinary diamond. This diamond measured an amazing 112 carats. For comparison, diamonds found on engagement rings average around 1 carat. Believed to have been originated in India, this massive diamond, which is a beautiful shade of blue, has been deemed by some as the most dangerous diamond in the world. This is where the curses come in. But due to its recorded official and unofficial history, it is safe to say that the diamond was not always cursed. So how did it get to the point where some people decided that the history of the beholders of this exquisite diamond was unfortunate enough for it to be donned the title of cursed? We have to travel back in time to the beginning of its unofficial history. And yes, you heard that correctly. Like most mysteries, it seems like everything can be disputed or disproven. There is a legend that the diamond was stolen off of an important Indian statue. Of course, some people argue that the diamond would have been too big and too valuable to have been placed on the statue in the first place. But that is not the important part of the fabled story. It is said that very shortly after the thief had sold the diamond, he passed away, making the thief supposedly the first victim of the cursed diamond. The diamond was universally believed to have been mined somewhere in India, and its first official sale came in mid-1600 when a French traveler by the name of Jean Tavernier, who had successfully held on to the diamond for several years without incident, sold it to King Louis XIV in 1668. It has to be noted, however, that there is no records of unusual activity pertaining to Mr. Jean Tavernier being affected by the cursed diamond. During the time the Majesty was in possession of the diamond, the former king decided to recut the diamond in 1673 in order for it to be more practical for him to wear around his neck. A benefit to the diamond being recut is that the clarity of the diamond was very well improved. A downside to the recutting is that the enormous 112 carat diamond was reduced to only 67 carats. The diamond became known as the Blue Diamond of the Crown and was actually displayed, often surrounded by gold. Even the necklace that King Louis XIV wore around his neck was said to be gold. The diamond stayed with the French royal family for over 100 years and was last held by King Louis XVI. In the year 1791, during the French Revolution, the royal family attempted to leave the country with every single piece of article of their jewelry in their possession was hidden for safety. Unfortunately, a year later, looters found themselves in possession of all the jewelry and stole it. After some time, however, some of the jewelry was actually recovered. Sadly, the diamond was not, and remained lost for quite some time. With the topic of curses already being an extremely debatable subject, I will let you decide for yourselves on which side of the coin you stand with this fact. A year after the diamond was stolen, King Louis XVI and his wife were executed. Some believed it was the workings of the curse and caused by its disappearance, while others attribute their death with the dealings of the revolution. After not being able to recover the diamond, most people believe that one of Earth's most beautiful marvels was lost forever. It was not until 50 years after its initial disappearance that there was any chance of the diamond being found again. There was a jeweler in England who had possession of a 45 carat blue-hued diamond. It seemed that the diamond was cut down once more, this time possibly to hide its true identity. But while the news broke, some refused to believe it could be possibly the same diamond due to the drastic change in size. But those who have laid their eyes on the diamond saw its undoubtedly beauty and rarity, and it was declared to be rediscovered, arguing that the beauty could not have been mistaken anywhere else. It is said that the diamond was then purchased by one King George IV, who held on to this precious treasure until his unfortunate death in 1830. But having outstanding debt forced the royal blood to sell some of its treasures, including the precious diamond. Later, during the same 1830s, the diamond was purchased by a wealthy banker who went by the name of Henry Philip Hope. And yes, the diamond was then named after this man, and hence it was known from then on as the Hope Diamond. After Mr. Hope's unfortunate death in 1839, nothing irregular to note about his death, might I add, the diamond was then given to his nephew, Henry Thomas Hope, which in turn then made its way down the family tree until landing with the nephew of Mr. Henry Thomas Hope, Lord Francis Hope. Now, to some, Lord Francis Hope fell victim to the supposed curse of the Hope Diamond, but hear out the entire story. Francis Hope was a known gambler who managed to rack up a lot of debt due to his gambling. His family, knowing of his gambling problem, had a clause where Lord Francis Hope was not able to sell the diamond without their permission. He ultimately did get the permission in the year 1901 after announcing that he had gone bankrupt. He was able to sell off the diamond and pay off his debts, and the Hope Diamond was now in the hands of Joseph Frankels and Sons. After Joseph Frankels and Sons were in needing cash as well, they had to resell the diamond, and it was eventually auctioned off. Mind you, the cursed tales were not a common knowledge at this point, nor was the Hope Diamond deemed cursed at this point of its remarkable history. Still, given the fact that nobody knew that it was supposedly cursed, the diamond left the auction without being sold. But that fact actually adds to the many twists and turns, as well as the exchanged hands, for the diamond, after going unsold in the auction, landed in the hands of a French jeweler you might know by the name Pierre Cartier. This is where the myth of the curse of the Hope Diamond begins to take shape. After Cartier had held on to the Hope Diamond for some time, he began to find a potential buyer. One Evelyn Walsh McLean. Her husband was Edward Beale McLean, heir to the Washington Post. But this was no ordinary sale. It is said that Pierre Cartier created the tale of the curse of the Hope Diamond, hoping to entice Mrs. Evelyn McLean to purchase the diamond, after knowing about her fascination in dark objects. Regardless of the legitimacy of the curse, the results proved to be extremely effective, after Pierre Cartier was able to sell the diamond for a total somewhere between $180,000 to $189,000. And surprisingly, there was an actual clause in the official sale of the diamond which stated that if there was any unfortunate death in the family within 6 months of the official sale, the McLeans could exchange the diamond for an equivalent amount of different jewelry from Cartier. With the creation of the curse unknown if it had started from the very beginning or created by the famed French jeweler, it is unfortunate that the majority of the credibility of the framed curse started once it left the hands of the French jeweler. It is said that after purchasing the Hope Diamond, the McLean's first son passed away in an automobile accident at the age of 9. Years later, Mrs. Evelyn McLean is said to have discovered her 25-year-old daughter had also passed from a supposed overdose. Not much time had passed when her husband, Mr. Edward McLean, filed for divorce in 1931 and was actually granted the divorce just a year later in 1932. But the bad news did not stop there. Mr. Edward McLean was declared clinically insane and spent his remaining years in a psychiatric hospital a year after the divorce was granted. Evelyn McLean did not have much luck herself, as she later died from pneumonia at the age of 60, and it is said that she actually passed away wearing the necklace herself. After her death, the diamond was then remarkably sold off to an American by the name of Harry Winston, who apparently bought the entire jewelry collection of the McLeans for an estimated amount of $1 million. Harry Winston was the last individual who ever owned the Hope Diamond, and actually spent around 10 years exhibiting it to the world before donating the diamond to the Smithsonian Institute in 1958, where it resides to this date. Surprisingly, the Hope Diamond has only left the Smithsonian a few times and is still one of the biggest appeals for gemstone collection. What do you believe was the causes of all the unfortunate surrounding the diamond? Let us know in the comment section down below. As always, conduct your own research. You might be surprised with what you find. Did we miss anything? You guys have any questions? Let us know in the comment section down below as well. And remember, this is only the beginning.